Well, hello there, motherfuckers, and welcome to another rant on SJW's ruining video games, and this time it's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Yeah, you would think that, what would be the problem with a Nintendo game? Well, guess what? They found out, the SJWs, that this game is in fact racist, and you might be asking yourselves, how is that possible? Well, if you take a look over yonder, you'll realize that, well, there's something here. They found something in the game, and what is it? It's Mr. Game & Watch, as you can see right here. This is the thread that started it all. Now, I don't know if it was the thread or this post, but Kotaku is crediting this website right here for doing the dirty deed. Reset Era. So they complained and said that Mr. Game & Watch right here, because he's got a torch and he's got a feather bandana like a Native American, like an Indian, things that we saw in cartoons years ago that nobody batted an eye about. But of course now in 2018, this is super offensive. Isn't it funny that you would think that, you know, with most of, you know, racism and the civil rights era in the past, you would think that people would be less sensitive, they'd laugh at this type of shit. But if anything, now you would think 2018 we're so advanced with computers, and just look how these games look, you would think that maybe we would have gotten past that, but apparently not. No, we haven't gotten to that point quite yet. We're not that advanced. If anything, we're quite behind. So this is a reference that they put in the game for, you know, to reference this game right here. Fire Attack. See, that was Mr. Game & Watch before he was called Mr. Game & Watch. There was a few characters, and it's basically supposed to be cowboys versus Indians. It's a classic game. I'm not even sure if kids used to play this. I even played that game as a kid. Not this game, but just the basic game of cowboys and Indians. I mean, it's like considered to be offensive now all of a sudden out of the blue. I'm not really getting exactly, you know, why this is so horrible, but apparently it is very, very offensive. So, Reset Era is a big SJW thread I just learned. And there's also, this is the post I was talking about. Source Gaming wrote, during Nintendo's Japanese live stream, one of Mr. Game & Watch's attacks was shown off. It was referencing offensive depiction of Native Americans. We reached out for Nintendo for end statement. See, I've read this a whole bunch of times and I still can't get past this. A post with like a spelling, I'm not a grammar Nazi or anything like that, but take a look at this. I'm saying for end statement. The feather will be removed from Mr. Game & Watch's attack. And yes, it actually did happen. They did remove it. They actually got their way. They actually won. The SJWs won. And, you know, it's funny because when we talked about Red Dead Redemption, it was kind of the same deal. Something so foolish. It's a game. These are cartoon characters. They're fictional. You know, of course, we all know that there's like racist cartoons out there, and the depiction of certain cultures, you know, was not very sensitive. But, you know, this is just one little small reference, one little attack. It's a few frames of animation. And something so small had it to be changed in the game. You can imagine if it was something big. This just shows that nothing is safe now. Nothing is sacred in gaming. We all have to walk on eggshells. It's just completely moronic. And here, take a look at some of these posts, because you really got to see the post to really appreciate just how crazy it really is, and just when you get right down to it. So we start off the post. Well, you saw how they started off, but you got here Max Rem saying it's really disappointing. The imagery it's referencing is terrible. It's so awful. It's so terrible. Oh my god! Like, how can you live with yourself? I'm surprised that, most people out there watching this video could sleep, after seeing something so hard. That image, I mean, did it bother you? I mean, did it really, like, make you, did it make you go, Ree? I mean, what did it do when I showed this to you? Or when you might have seen this before the video. How did you react? I mean, did you feel like you needed to virtue signal to other people, had to remove this from the game? So that's probably going to get patched out at some point. Oh, and it did. Yeah, that's definitely not okay. It's like already you could see where this thread was going. Probably unintentional, but still, yikes. Hoping it's getting patched out. I can already see cheeky assholes spam the move with a red G and W online. I don't know what a G and W online is. If anybody could fill me in on that, I'm not quite sure. But, you can already see, I can already kind of tell from this post, he's kind of saying that, like, only someone really racist would, like, use that attack. It's like, I already showed you. It's a reference to an old game. And, I don't know where it was. I looked through a couple of these posts, but somebody pointed out when they did a compilation of the Game & Watch games for the Game Boy Advance, they edited out the feather. So they didn't do that here. And I don't really see why they needed to. I mean, like, is there a problem with, like, showing Native Americans with, like, headdresses and, like, feathers all of a sudden? Because I was not made aware of that. I didn't get the memo because I don't really see, like, how that is, like, so unforgivable. And so you've got Imran here who's going to overanalyze things for us. I don't think it's unintentional in that they didn't realize what the image was, but they were probably referencing an already racist thing without realizing that attitudes about it have mostly changed. It is a reference, which I mean, I suppose from the outside looking in, if you wanted to see if America still made fun of Native Americans and Googled, you'd probably come away with the impression that we're all pretty fine with it. Well, apparently you guys are not. Still have a bad look, and I hope they change it. Well, they did, because you guys are not fine with it. That's the thing. I'm so sick of, like, Nintendo and all these gaming companies, like, just bowing down to SJWs. We had a while back that people wanted the Mexican costume removed out of Super Mario Odyssey because Mario was wearing a poncho and a sombrero, and all of a sudden people were saying that was cultural appropriation. I mean, like, these were terms that were never even in our vocabulary until, like, recent years. I mean, I'm telling you, it's just, at least they didn't remove that, but, like, people even years ago were saying that, oh, Mario was an Italian stereotype. Who cares? Who plays these games and thinks this? I swear SJWs ruin everything because they always have to get their brand of social justice and they go fishing for things. It's like, okay, at what point do you say, like, you don't even like video games anymore? You don't even like movies. You don't even like TV. You don't even like music. Because all you do when you play these games or you're looking online at these games, all you're trying to do is find the most minuscule of things. I mean, I could imagine somebody watching that gameplay trailer from the Japanese version of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It was just probably sitting there, yeah, I'm waiting for something offensive. Where is it? Oh, I've struck gold. Tweet, post on the message board. That's how people are nowadays. It's like the mainstream media. They just wait. They lie and wait. That's what they do. They just sit there all day long and wait for anything to come down the pipeline so they could just say, oh, gotcha, and try to get that person prosecuted in some type of way, shape, or form. And that's what happened here. Yeah, that's not acceptable. Hopefully this thread or Twitter or something reaches Nintendo and they remove it. Well, apparently it did. Tweeted it Bill. I don't know who Bill is. This kind of reminds me of that class in Bravely Second that got changed for the international version. Nintendo's localization team hasn't already caught this. I'd be shocked if they haven't. I'm sure it'll be fixed in no time. And probably going to patch this out like they did the Inkling pose in Mario Kart 8. I had a feeling this would pop up. I don't know what they're talking about. Is it the caricatures that makes this racist, or the fact that they're burning the fort? Because the cowboy in the fort doesn't look any better, worse, to be honest. Honest question. I don't even know what he means by that. Like, okay, so now the cowboy is racist? So, like, it's not bad enough that the Indian is racist, but the cowboy is too, and that's, you know, you could see all these SJWs here. Everybody on Reset Era is basically saying they're just focusing in on the Indian. That's the topic. The Native American is the topic of the conversation being had here. And you see, this is what I'm saying. This is the scary thing. When it comes to offensive material, it's subjective. And that's the problem. At what point do we draw the line? When can we say that this is offensive? And when can we say it's not offensive? Anybody could be offended by anything. If you wanted to, you could be offended by a ham sandwich. Oh, this ham, it offends me. It's just, you know, it came from a pig. But, you know, I don't like it. You know, it's just like you could make anything. You could make a, you know, turn a molehill into a mountain. It's as easy as that. All you got to do is just, you know, act, get enraged, you know, even if it's just acting, you know, you're just kind of forcing your emotions out, which I think it mostly is. I think that's the thing. These people on this message board probably don't have any significant lives. I mean, you take a look, it's a bunch of anime profile pics. You notice like everybody on here doesn't have a picture of themselves, and they could say that that's like a way of them, you know, kind of hiding their identity. But you see, most of the time, like, try to look for trolls online. No one will ever post a picture of themselves because they are ashamed of what they have become as a person. You could tell, you could always see the people that are the most annoying people online, the trolls. Those are the people who don't have the profile pictures. They're always the people that are going to give you the most problems. You know, they hide behind a picture of an anime character, and that's kind of what we're getting here. We're kind of getting a lot of the same thing. Glad my post in the main thread could be useful here. I get why they would think to do it, but I don't understand how the idea could make it this far. For better or worse, Smash isn't set up to treat subjects like racism with the respect they deserve, and the idea of this being part of a celebration of the Game & Watch's role in Nintendo's history really strikes me the wrong way. I mean, does anybody else like this is what I don't get with just SJWs on a whole. Like, it just goes one after another and people are agreeing with it. It's like, how long does it take before somebody just blurts out, like, what are you talking about? It's just a game. It's just a character dressed up as an Indian. I mean, it's like at what point do we say, like, you're being ridiculous? You're really going to come at Nintendo over such a small thing? You can't get through your day without this being removed out of the game? Is that offensive to you? It's like, I don't get it. And there was one comment. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. You know, it's just a lot of people just saying, you know, I'm not getting it. You know, why would they do that? Oh, here we go. Here we go. So, SDP says, I don't see that as racist. Out of all these comments, and you can see up to number 25, the 26th one, that's the one where somebody actually says they don't agree. And I'm just saying, like, why did it take that long? I don't know. So, okay, so Maisie is going to, I don't see that as racist. Are you Native American? Right away you're going to see, so, like, you're not allowed to have an opinion on this. It's just like everything, unless you're that. So, it's not racist by putting this in, you know, like, I think most people kind of forget what that word means. It means hate. And this character right here does not represent hate. He's just a video game character. All he wanted to do was reference this old game right here. All they wanted to do was reference the old Game & Watch game Fire Attack. That's all they wanted to do. It wasn't like, we're going to be racist, we're going to be offensive, and we're going to put the little Indian character in there just to mess with you fanboys. Ooh, we're evil. We want to rile up the SJWs. I think the last thing that Nintendo does, pretty wholesome company on a whole, I don't think that they really wanted to rile SJWs up. That's probably why they change it, because it's like, alright already. See, when you're going to ask me for my perspective on it, I'm always going to tell you that I don't agree with catering to SJWs, bowing down to them, kissing the ring of SJWs, but I will say this. That I totally see why Nintendo did it. It's like, shut up already. Oh my god. We're taking the little frame of animation out. I mean, but I have to say, like, why does it have to come to that? Why can't we as adults, not me, and probably not you watching this video, but why can't people just, you know, handle it? They can't handle life. It's just like every single little thing needs to be done their way. It's like, I don't understand. You can't go to school. You can't go to your job without, like, this character being removed. I mean, that's what I'm saying. This is the definition of social justice. You see this being an injustice, and it needs to be solved. You feel like a hero. You can see everybody on the message board like, yeah, we did it, guys. Hooray. I mean, just, that's not a victory. That if you call that a victory, I mean, I don't know. You have a very unfulfilling life, I suppose. I mean, it's these small victories, because I guess these people have accomplished so little in life. They have so little to do in their day-to-day lives that I guess this is considered like a big moment for them. Removing a character out of a game, no matter how small it was, complaining, ring, and all that type of bull crap. I mean, I guess that's a job well done. I guess that's the equivalent of winning a gold medal. That's the equivalent of getting an A+ on a test. I mean, that's the equivalent of getting a promotion at your job. So, well done, guys. You won. You're victorious. Oh my, I mean, like, my God. You know, congratulations on your stirring victory. I mean, this is an accomplishment like no other. I mean, this is the equivalent of a Nobel Peace Prize. I'm surprised that, you know, the president doesn't invite you to the White House and honor you for your dedication to society. I mean, this is just, I mean, I'm moved. I'm completely moved by this movement against something so heinous. I mean, 2 frames of animation. I mean, you guys, I don't know what we would have done without you. I don't know how society would have been able to progress beyond this point without you guys. I salute you. So, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up. If you didn't and you hated it, well, then you can hit the thumbs down and tell me why. Whatever you decide to do, at least you decided to watch this video. You could subscribe if you really liked it. And if you were subscribed, please make sure that you still are subscribed, because YouTube loves fucking with that subscribe button. And you could also hit the bell so you get all the notifications when I post all my new videos. And check out some of my other videos that I posted here as well. And thank you for watching, guys. Until next time.